Have you ever tried to apply for a remote job in the US and you are asked to, impute your SSN? If that has happened to you, how do you go about it? So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what you should do when you're applying for a job, in a remote job in the US, and you are asked to fill in your SSN. So before we get started, what is an SSN? SSN is also known as Social Security Number and is given to US residents. It's either you're a native or you have become a US resident. It's very important. And for US residents that do not have SSN, maybe they're immigrants, they have what they call ITIN. So the thing is that SSN is very, very important for residents in the US because it is used to, for tax reporting, to monitor, track tax, and also for payroll processing. It's like your identification number. It's what they can use to trace you, what they can use to track you, what they can use to monitor your income, make deductions, and every of those things. So when you are applying for a remote job, for instance, you are in Africa, you are in Nigeria, and you get to the point, you finish filling in all your detail, your personal information, and you get to the point that SSN is required. What do you do? So we're going to have two approaches to this. So first of all, when a US brand, a US company puts out a remote job, and maybe they did not specify if the job is only for people in the US, but you continue applying and you see that an SSN is required, it most likely means that they want to hire remote workers that are in the US. Because look at it, it's only US residents in the US that can have a social security number. No other person from anywhere can have a social. So you must be a US resident to have a social security number. So when you are required to fill in your social security number, then it is just inferred that you are in the US. So that's why that aspect of the form is there. So what should you do? Should you just fill in any number? Should you skip? So like I said, the employer is most likely looking to hire a US resident, but there are situations, even if you don't have an SSN, there are things you can go about this. For instance, if you look at the job description and its location is not like expressly stated that, okay, we want to hire maybe remote graphic designers in the US, but there's a place for the need of a social security number. Sometimes some of these forms are like auto-generated, and the companies that they use to like generate these auto forms already have section in the form like SSN and all of that. And since it's a US brand, so that would just be there by default. So should you apply for the job, or should you just do it? One, I think you should apply for the job if you are very skilled, if you know that you are 100% qualified for this job, you have what it takes, more than what it takes, to excellently deliver this job. And two, check if this is a kind of job that you can do independently, that you can do without input from maybe a manager, without direction, without directives, and all of that. If it's a job you can do independently, and those kind of jobs are usually in the digital space. If it's a job in digital, maybe it's graphic design, maybe it's content, maybe it's SEO, something you can do independently, then you can consider applying for the job. Because why I said that you can apply for job in these situations is the brand might not be aware that they are, especially if it's not expressly stated that the one is remote in the US, the brand might not be aware of that section, because it's just like by default what is for people in the US. It might not be a serious thing to them. But in this situation, I'm going to tell you what to do. So if you are very qualified for the job, if you have the skill set, if it's a job you can do independently, you can reach out. After applying, while you're applying, you can just put your NIN number or something. Then don't stop at the application. After you send your application, also go over with a follow-up email. Explain to the brand that, oh, I know that I am not a US, I don't reside in the US, but I am very sure of my skill I know that this is the experience I have, this is the result I've gotten, or I've helped so brand. Maybe you've worked on freelance, done some freelance gig, or you worked remotely for another brand and you've helped them achieve XYZ results. Then I do not reside in the US, I'm in Nigeria, but I can do the job independently. Or you can even propose a task, a project that you can do, like, and you give them a money back guarantee and all of that. And you can take it a step further to also pitch the role of an independent contractor. So there's this thing that people do not really understand when it comes to remote jobs. Now, many people, like a huge percentage of maybe Africans, Nigerians working remotely for brands in the US, brands abroad, are actually not full staff members of that company because of legality of like employer-employee relationship. So most time the contract is usually an independent contractor position. This is most people that work remotely is an independent contractor position. So you can pitch this position to them that, okay, I don't have an SSN, I have the skill, I can become an independent contractor. An independent contractor, you don't need to have an SSN to be an independent contractor because you are not going to be a full member of the team. You are just a contractor. You are just someone that is contracted to work within the team and will be paid. So you don't directly work for this company. You are not entitled to benefits and all of that. So you are just like a kind of a gig kind of thing. But the difference is that you can be embedded in within a team, and you can also work closely with the team, and you will be paid monthly when the company during their budget and allocation organizing their payroll. They can also add your salary as contractor salary and all of that. And like I said, if you are sure of your skill, is the brand you want to work, you understand what they are trying to achieve, you can also pitch contracts to them. Like even if they are not ready to commit to the role of independent contractor, you can pitch a project based situation. See, most companies, I think that any company, like a US company that wants to hire for like permanent staff and employee remotely, it will cost them like half if they're going to go with the role of an independent contractor, because they don't need to provide all the benefits, pay for all the health for 401k, dental, all of those benefits, health insurance, all of that is supposed to happen when you are an employee of a brand. All of those things doesn't to be provided, even work tools and all that. So it's cheaper for them to get independent contractors. So when you pitch this to them, there's a higher chance that they will see reasons with you and change the terms and make that role an independent contractor, because they have nothing to lose. If they're not satisfied with your skill set, if you're not satisfied with your work, they can easily terminate the appointment. That is the advantage of the role. So you can also pitch to them on a project basis that, okay, this is what I can offer. Let's start with a 1 month trial, let's start with a 6 months project, a 3 months project. If you don't like it, you can cut off the agreement and all of that. So that's one way to pitch. If you are sure of the skill set that you have, an SSN should not hold you back from applying for this job. Because there was a job I saw that they were actually looking for native English speakers, and I'm not a native English speaker. I'm not a US I'm not an indigenous, I'm not a native US, I'm not a native UK person, but I was able to pitch that English is my first language. I also studied English for my BSc and all of that. And at the end of the day, by the time you pitch looking at these conditions, I was actually given the job. So sometimes you don't need to let some things hold you back. If you know the skill sets, if you know the value that you are providing to this brand, then should you not apply for this job if an SSN is required? Because only US citizens have SSN. So indirectly, this job is supposed to be remote in US, because only a US citizen can have an SSN. And if you go through the job description, you might get to understand that maybe it's a full-time position, an employee position, or this is what, and maybe the role will require you to be in the office at sometimes, attend maybe quarterly meetings and all of that. So that might be the reason why they might need someone in the US. So most times when require an SSN during the application process, they are actually looking for a remote worker that stays in the US. But based on the conditions, no, never say never. Based on the conditions that I've already stated earlier, you can still try. And to make the application, sometimes the application form, because it's a required, it can be a required aspect, a required part of the form. The application form might not go through if you don't fill it in. So if with all the conditions that I said, if that is your situation, you can put in your NIN. I think the thing will go through, the application form will go through. Then send a follow-up email explaining all of this, pitching to them. And I'm sure that if they don't mind, they will get back to you with a response. And if they mind, then you might not get a response from the email. But aside from this, there, instead of going through the route of applying for a job that has an SSN, you can actually do without that. There are a lot of ways to attract US brands, companies in the US, and I've done a video on this, so I will link to it here, the link to the video in the description box. There are other ways you can attract clients and companies in the US. You can also go to freelance market platforms like Upwork, like Fiverr, Freelancer. There are a lot of freelance platforms, and there are US brands, US companies, US clients that are always posting jobs there. That way you can skip the whole SSN situation and just apply for those jobs. And also another situation can be that maybe you're looking to relocate to the US. So you can apply for the job and send an email to follow or to explain your direct situation to them. Or you should also check if the job, there is a place for visa provision and all of that. If you are looking to get the job here, then relocate abroad to continue. So there will be a provision for that in that situation that you're looking to relocate. So maybe you get a work permit that will allow you to do all of that for a while. Then you can explain that. I think if there is an option for that, it will be specified in the application process, or you can let the recruiter know by sending a follow-up email. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, if I answered your question, please do well to like, and if you have more questions, do well to drop your comments in the comment box, and subscribe to my channel so you know when I upload a new video, and also so that this video can get to more people. Is a way of supporting me and saying that, hey, I enjoyed the video, you're doing a great job. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.